Good morning, class. Now, today we will start the next unit, foreign exchange rate. Foreign exchange rate. First of all, understand the meaning. Foreign exchange rate is the rate at which currency of one country can be exchanged for the currency of other country. Or maybe in other words, we can say it is the price paid in domestic currency in order to get 1 unit of foreign currency. For example, for getting the $1, we have to pay 74 rupees. So, and what is the meaning of the foreign exchange? Foreign exchange refers to foreign currency or all the currencies other than the domestic currency. For example, US dollar, British pound, etc. These are the foreign exchange from the viewpoint of India. Now, let's discuss the types of exchange rate. There are the two types of exchange rate system. First is the fixed exchange rate system and another one is the flexible exchange rate system. Now, first of all, we will discuss fixed exchange rate system. Understand the meaning of the fixed exchange. It is the rate which is officially fixed by the government or financial authority of the country. That means this is the rate which is fixed by the either by the government or by RBI in our country, or in other words you can understand it is the rate which is officially determined in terms of gold or any other currency by the government. So this is the exchange rate system which is used by the government only whenever there is more fluctuation in the international market, then only the government or the monetary authority has to interfere in it. This is a typical kind of system which is used under the gold standard system when value of each currency was defined in terms of gold. So exchange rate was fixed according to gold value of the currency that had to be exchange, and this is also called as a mint par value of exchange. So that means in this exchange rate system the currencies are exchanged on the basis of the gold reserves only. Now what are the merits of this system? First merit of this fixed exchange rate system is the stability. Stability, that means it ensures the stability in the exchange market or international money market, and day-to-day fluctuations are avoided because the rate is fixed in the terms of the gold, so day-to-day fluctuations are not there. So it helps in the formulation of the long-term economic policies, just like relating to exports and the imports, so there will be a stability in the international market. Second merit is encourages international trade. Encourages international trade, that means when there is a stability in the market, it will automatically encourage the international trade because this system implies low risk and low uncertainty for future payments. Third one is the coordination of the macroeconomic policy. Macroeconomic policies, we know that these policies are related with the long-term policies, and fixed exchange rate system helps in coordination of the macroeconomic policies across different countries of the world. So these are the merits of the fixed exchange rate system. Now the drawbacks of the fixed exchange rate system. First is the huge international reserves. Huge international reserves, that means fixed exchange rate restricts the movement of the capital across the different parts of the world, because every international growth process it will suffers, and exchange rate is fixed, so investment is also fixed because every country has to keep the international reserves with themselves. That is why the international trade automatically restricts. Second drawback, restricted movement of the capital. Yes, fixed exchange rate discourages the movement of the capital because thus there is a stability in the market and it restricts the international growth process. Because exchange rate is fixed, so investment is also fixed. Now discourages venture capital. It means in the international money market, it discourages the venture capital, and international money market is restricted largely to international payments of exports and the imports. Reason behind, because fixed exchange rate imparts rigidity to the allocation of the reserves, particularly in the area of the international trade. Now let's start the second type of the exchange rate system, that is the flexible exchange rate system. With the name it is clear, that means there is no stability, everything is depend upon the market condition. This is flexible. So first of all understand the meaning of this exchange rate system. The system of exchange rate in which rate of foreign exchange is determined by forces of demand and supply of the foreign exchange is called flexible exchange rate system. That means same like commodity, the price we know how it is determined. It is determined according to the market demand and market supply. Wherever the market demand and the market supply, both the curves intersect, at that point the commodities price is fixed. Similarly, the exchange rate in the flexible exchange rate system, the exchange rate is also fixed according to the forces of the demand and the supply of foreign exchange. Here value of currency is allowed to fluctuate or to adjust freely according to the change in demand or change of supply or in the change in supply of foreign exchange, and there is no official intervention in the foreign exchange market. Whereas we discussed in the fixed exchange rate system, there is the interference of the government or the interference of the financial authority, just like RBI. But in the flexible exchange rate system, this is free from the control of the government. It is totally here the value of the currency is allowed to fluctuate or to adjust themselves by the change in the market demand and market supply. So here rate of exchange is the function of demand and supply. So this is the meaning of the foreign exchange rate and the types of exchange rate system we have discussed. Now tomorrow we will discuss that how the exchange rate is fixed. First of all we will understand the individual demand curve of the foreign exchange rate. Then we will discuss the supply curve. After that we will discuss how the exchange rate is determined in the international market.